Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction to read through for Tower of God chapter 647 or season 3. Why was I about to say season 2? Season 3, episode 230. I think after this one we've only got 5 more left until the end of the season. So I'm excited to see what we get into. We left on one heck of an insane cliffhanger last week. And like I mentioned at the beginning of last week's video, I am going to be starting up the character poll. So long as I can get it done, and I intend to get it done, it'll be up next week for next week's chapter. Next week it'll start on, what is that going to be, the 26th, and I'll leave it open. Last time we did a character poll, it was for 1 month, 3 votes a day for that month. So I'm again going to do it from like January 26th to February 26th. So yeah, that's going to be the plan. I'm going to use the same thing, the same service I did last time, because using the same one, I said last time that, you know, it's what I'm used to, and I can also do it where we can have as many votes as we want and all of that, and you can vote for the same character 3 times if you want to. But one thing that I didn't think about until after doing last week's video, I didn't think about till during the week this week, I was like, oh yeah, if I use the actual service, the actual thing that I used last time, it has built-in like fraud protection so that people can't just bot it, because there were attempts to bot it last time. So I thought about it over the course of the week and I was like, oh yeah, it probably is best to do the same thing again to protect against botting, to make sure that the security is good. But yeah, I guess that's about it. So getting into the chapter, I am excited because we have a spirit taking over Bomb's body, presumably spirit from the V hole. Is it V himself? Is it the spirit put into the body? Is it some sort of spirit from the outside god? There are a lot of potential options here. We're getting some Bomb and her devil stuff, which is very funny. One thing that I brought up is a potential theory that, again, I don't know that I am super into this or like convinced of this actually being real. It's just something to think about, was the idea of V the Father, V the Son, and V the Holy Spirit. So we don't really know if this is the same V. The personality seems quite different, but there's also the chance that from what V went through, his personality could have changed. He could have shifted a little bit as a character. So it's either the fact, because this does seem very different, it's either V changed as a person, or V, this isn't the same V. So this could also just be whatever spirit it is, could just be calling itself V. That's totally a possibility. So there is that. But what I was thinking, we got V the Father, we got Bomb's father. He presumably died when he offed himself because he didn't take the immortality contract. V the Holy Spirit, we have Ghost. Akra Young is translated as Ghost for the English translation. It's like an evil, vengeful spirit. It's working with Head-On, working with Revolution. We don't really know where it came from. It can use Shinwan Ryu. Maybe that is the dead leftover, the lingering will, the leftover spirit of V the Father after taking himself out. And we also don't really know what, if anything, happened to V the Son. Arlen took the child that was killed, the child that they had, that it seems like this spirit was like, you were made for vengeance. Does that mean that the son was born because of vengeance, or was the son born from love and everything, and then Bomb was built for vengeance? Bomb, the new thing put in there when he was revived, was built for vengeance. Is it a possibility that this isn't V the Father, but V the Son that's taking him over? Is there a chance that when the child died or whatever and Arlen had it revived, I've still been thinking when she had it revived a new spirit was put in it, and the Bomb that we have come to know is not the same Bomb that was the original child that got killed? Is this the spirit of the original child that got killed? Is this the original V the Son? Is this the original Viole? So could be that. But yeah, either way, I guess I don't want to yap too much in the intro. I'm just going to go ahead and read, and then we can talk as we're reading. So let's go ahead and start. We have our violence warning this time. We didn't have one last week, I don't think. This episode contains depictions of violence that may be upsetting for some readers. Bomb. Oh, another thing I wanted to bring up just super quickly is if Rack's chess piece, if the whole reason that he threw it away, it's so disappointing, like writing wise. I was thinking, okay, So I could see where some people would complain if it was Rack throws away the chess piece and then it comes into play later on like, oh, it was a good thing that Rack was dumb and just threw away the chess piece. It's the comic relief character lucking into kind of coming in clutch by throwing away the piece. That's something that you see a lot, and I felt like that's probably where that was going. That's where I thought it was going, at least. And that I could see being disappointed in that, but I think it's even more disappointing if it's Rack was stupid and threw away the piece, and because of that, now they're stuck in a conflict because of it, and the conflict that we had last week was hinging on Rack not having his piece. And if so, like, that's so disappointing. That just makes Rack seem like even more of an idiot. For no payoff, he's just an idiot, and he just made things worse for the sake of it. So, we have, I think, yeah, that was Enkidu looking on to now the bomb with the new spirit in it. And it is also, I'm glad I wasn't the only one who, I think it might have been Joe's reaction, when he said, this looks like Zsa Zsa, and I was like, oh my god, thank you, because I said the same thing during mine. It looks so much like Zsa Zsa, this side profile. I don't know if there's a panel of Zsa Zsa where she also has a side profile like this, and that's why I think it looks similar, because it's similar to another panel that CU did earlier in the series, but that just looks like Zsa Zsa to me. But also, we have pink eyes here. And maybe this is just the coloring here. It's more supposed to be purple. It's more supposed to be violet. It just looks kind of pinkish here. Maybe because of my monitor. I think I have a low blue light on my monitor. But even if the eye is supposed to be violet here, it looks more pinkish to me. So Luzlek's eyes are kind of like that, but they're kind of a darker purple. His eyes were like that in the past, but now he has one gold eye, which is similar to Arlen. Again, assuming that the person that we saw in the Amzu flashback was Arlen, would be similar to Arlen and Bomb, and Bomb just basically looks like V, but with Arlen's eye and hair color. And V had blue eyes and black hair. So what does the purple eyes mean? We know that the name Viole, or Viole, was supposed to come from Violet. It's just the, like, sort of more French pronunciation where the T is silent. So is this original Viole, and that's why their eyes are violet? And if so, what does that have to do with original V? Why is original V called V? Bomb? However, title splash. V2. Now's my chance. And hold on, I'm blanking here. Everyone's distracted by him. Is this meant to be Bellerear in the background? This, I'm sorry, I can't even tell who Bellerear is supposed to be from this angle. That does not look like his face at all. But I don't know who else is in this room, so it's gotta be, right? Because that is not Enkidu's face for sure. Everyone's distracted by him. I'll need to steal that chess piece. Okay, so it is. We see from the other angle now. You fool! And Enkidu rushes forward. You shouldn't disturb him in this state. His hair flows up. It looks like Enkidu's getting one shot. We have the typical anime sort of scene going on here. A torrent of Shinsu going around. What's going on? It's like there's a storm. Or maybe this is... Oh wow, so this is like how crazy his like piercing technique is. That the Shinsu in his body is getting reverberated so hard that it's like there's a storm within him from the move. Swirling around the Shinsu in my body. Spirit style. Shinsu control skill. But I guess we will probably learn more this episode. One of Traumare's attacks was part of what helped trigger this transformation. So if Traumare meets with this spirit-controlling bomb, then we could get more insight on if it's actually the V that they know or not. Wave Blast. And he gets dejelloed. We got an eye flying out and everything. Kunan and Dorothy looking on. Bellerear and Rachel. Enkidu. Rex's chess piece falls to the ground. We have another shot similar to the one from last chapter, right? But reversed for this bomb spirit. Wait. Is that not bomb? They did say spirit style when using the attack. They did say spirit style. I'm just thinking. And also, I like the longer hair. I think it's cool having a bomb with longer hair again. Like Viol. We see a flash up in the sky, getting everyone's attention. Everyone reacts to the energy. What's this now? And we see Gaston and Tromare. Oh, that was probably Yurik, maybe? Well, look at that. I see some familiar faces. If it is V the Father, though, it just makes you question. I could see a piece of V the Father still being in bomb. Like, we could just say that he left it in there before he took himself out. Just like as a failsafe, or maybe as something to help protect his son. And it didn't help against the heart, apparently. But it could totally make sense that he left something in bomb before taking himself out, and this is a play from V. We need to figure out more about why or how. I mean, the how, I guess you could just say Shinsu does weird things. This fight does not concern you. Stay out of it. No. If you're so eager to fight, I dare both of you to come at me. I can easily handle the two of you together. Oh, is that right? And we're seeing Mirchea. And what about your little friend there that you brought with you? He's looking on. I only agreed not to meddle in your business, as long as you didn't bother me in any way. How exactly did our fight bother you? Another thing that interests me, though, for the past couple weeks, I've almost not even wanted to bring up this point because I don't want people to spoil me or anything. But if either of the family heads survive this, I don't know if either of them will. If they do, though, what's left for them? Tromare, I think, if he somehow survives, then his family's pretty much done, but he can still kind of be like a showcase of what the top tier family head villains are like, and he could still be like a sub-villain working for Zahard. That totally would make sense if he survives. If Gaston survives, though, a lot of his family's still intact. So what does Gaston do if he survives? Is it like, okay, if Tromare gets taken out, 1 down, 8 more to go, 9 more to go, including myself? Or, I guess 9 because Zahard and the other 8 family heads. Is that Gaston's next plan? But how exactly did our fight bother you? Or if Gaston gets taken out, what happens to the riding people? Are they independent enough that they're fine? Like Dumas would be fine even if Gaston gets taken out? Or if Gaston doesn't die, if Gaston stays alive, then can Gaston just bring Tiara back? Since she's really one of the only big casualties his family has had, and she's one of the riding people, can he revive the riding people? How exactly did our fight bother you? With all that noise you two were making, I couldn't get any sleep. Don't you realize that noise pollution is a serious legal violation of privacy? Oh, please, that's a stretch. What would you know about the law anyway? I doubt you've ever used books as anything but coasters. You little punk. And I love getting pissed off at, like, Mirchea, the family heads. I'm guessing either Baek Ryun or one of Zahard's princesses threatened to punish you if you didn't stop our fight. Okay, Baek Ryun, being name-dropped again. How the heck did he know that? I'm assuming it was Baek then, since he mentioned that Baek is the one who told him about Revolution. Whatever. I heard all about your chess game. So, stop making all this dang noise. Just settle your differences. We have the gash that was cut into the sprout earlier, with a nice, quiet game of chess. Is he actually going to do, like I said last week in the intro, where I was like, Yurik just goes, "You are going to play chess, young men, and you are going to like it. It's none of your business how we settle our disagreement. says Traumeré. Stay out of this. And he uses an attack even. That's where you're wrong. Whether I leave or stay is up to me to decide. And Yorick smashes through it, causing a massive eruption. He's piercing right through disconnect. It never ceases to amaze me, as he's stuck in the tower and can't get out by any chance. This must be some kind of joke, thinks Gaston. Wouldn't Gaston know this? That he's trying to get out? I don't know. What a brute that guy is. Maybe that's just a weird translation. Those fists of his are the ultimate weapons of destruction. They rival even Blossom's flames. His very existence defies the tower's laws. He's the ultimate incarnation of violence. But not even he can keep fighting off disconnect forever. I bet it wasn't easy for him to break through disconnect either way at full force. Sorry, but if you think you can suddenly show up and stick your nose in our business, then you're dead wrong. And Gaston attacks too. So they are both going after him. Attacks coming from both sides. Aren't you both tired of fighting now? Just go home already, otherwise someone else will end up benefiting from your fight. And would that someone else be me? And then he reacts. Oh, and is it the V-bomb coming in? Isn't that one of the babies? Yeah, I'm assuming it should be babies instead of babes. He's going in behind Traumeré. Is Traumeré just going to get jumped? And he's using the piercing technique against Traum as well. And it's the Black Shinsu. Traum falls. Hey. All four of them react. And we have the pink-ish eyes bomb. Long time no see, everyone. And then we get Cliffhanger. That felt short, but it was mostly action, so it makes sense. It's cool. We didn't get too much new information, but I feel like that might be kind of where we're going. So we have 5 chapters left after this, and I really feel like the last chapter or 2 will be kind of like season 3, or no, season 2, the end of season 2, where we had just a teeny little bit of epilogue, but then the beginning of season 3 kind of fleshed out the epilogue more. I think we're probably going to do that again, where we only have a little bit of epilogue, maybe not even 2 chapters, but I'm thinking 2 at the most, maybe. I'd be surprised if we have more epilogue stuff. And then we just, whenever season 4 starts out, or maybe that's what the spin-off stuff is going to be, we'll just flesh out more of what happened. So I don't think we'll have a lot of epilogue, but we'll have some. So that means, like, all we have left is this fight, really. If we're just getting this fight and we're not playing the chess game, it seems like that's what we're at this point. If that's the deal, then we have, like, 3 more chapters. And if they're chapters like this, where it's going to be a bunch of, like, fighting, then it would make sense. 3 more, finish out this fighting. Who knows how it ends up? And then maybe, like, it could last longer than that. We would have, like, either, like, a half chapter to, like, 2 chapters or so of epilogue at the end, is what I'm thinking. So, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was really good, though. I enjoyed it. It's kind of refreshing to have a nice, brief chapter. Again, I didn't do, like, a crazy long Haku intro, but even aside from the long Haku intros, even if my Haku intros have been like 10 to 15 minutes, my videos have been a good like 45 to 50 minutes, so the chapters themselves have been pretty freaking long. Especially, I think, maybe 2 or 3 chapters ago, there was one that was really good. It was, I think, maybe one of the first ones where I was like, okay, things were bad, and like that first one where I was like, okay, this chapter was really good, actually, when we were getting back into the Enkidu and Amazu flashbacks. That chapter, I think, was just like really, really notably long. But this one, whether action or not, felt shorter, and it felt nice. It kind of feels nice. Not, like, that feels terrible to say, but sometimes, you know, it can be too much. I feel like a nice, solid 10-15 minutes of a chapter. That was pretty good. I enjoyed it a lot. So I guess we still have a lot of the same mysteries that we had last week. It does seem like this is V, or at least a part of V, or some incarnation of V. Like I said, it would make sense if V left a part of him. Like when he was like, okay, I'm going to, when he's like, I'm going to, I'm going to kill myself. When he's like, I'm going to kill myself so that Blossom will return to the others. It would make sense if he's a family head. He's probably, you know, godlike powers like all of the others. If he's like, I could just make it look like I did that. And again, maybe Akryung has something to do with his lingering will. That's been a theory for basically forever. There could be a part of that. Or he could be like, I'll just put a piece of me in, like a piece of my soul into my son to protect him or something. And then, you know, kill my body. And hopefully Arlen returns to the others and everything works out. We know that that didn't work out. But again, he could have done it like maybe, okay, I'll leave something in here to protect my son. And it didn't work out because he was killed by Zahard. But then again, Zahard, I think in the timeline of things, would have killed original Viol first. And then V would have killed himself. So if that's the order of operations, then there's a chance that original Viol died, then V put his spirit in there, or a piece of his spirit, then V killed himself, or maybe V killed himself by putting his spirit in there to try to revive or resurrect him, and it just didn't work until Arlen took him to the outside god. Or took him to the outside. We know he was taken to the outside. I don't know if was it said that the outside god is what revived him? I'm pretty sure it was said, but even if it was said, we know she took him outside and then he got revived. So we can assume it was the outside god or related to that, especially since Enryu seems to have some sort of connection to the outside god, and Enryu also came as part of the prophecy to leave the thorn. So yeah, we'll have to see there. Also, interesting if it is V that he's using the Black Shinsu. I said before that when Bomb uses his powers, when he first made the line that turned out to be the V-hole, when he first made the line, he started using black and colorless Shinsu against Data Zahard. And I was like, okay, the colorless December was the one that was made for Arlen, right? Or at least it's the one that N got, and N also got Arlen's pocket. So I was like, okay, the 13 months were originally made for the 13 Great Warriors. It would make sense then that if N got Arlen's pocket, and probably there's also the connection there with the colorless December, that colorless makes sense. That's Arlen's side of Bomb's Shinsu, and then the black is V's side, which maybe is his connection to the Black March. Maybe Black March was originally supposed to be V's weapon, and if V, he used his powers here against Traumray, seemed like Black Shinsu. So that's a cool thing to note. But it is just the eye colors interesting to note, because we know he had blue eyes. He got the blue flame from the God of Guardians guy, whether that's the same God of Guardians, a different one, a person who the God of Guardians was modeled after. We don't know exactly, but regardless whether it's the same person or not, he got the blue flame from them. So why does he not turn Bomb's eyes blue? Why is it this pinkish color? We still don't know that yet. And we still don't know the deal with how Mirchea works. So it will be interesting to note here, because so many people had theories about Mirchea's connection to V, that I want to see this interaction here. How does the spirit within Bomb interact with Mirchea? I've said forever since Mirchea was first introduced, I really want to see him interacting with Bomb. When are we going to get... he said, you know, I have to take over for a little while, so I'm assuming we'll get Bomb back probably before the end of the season, ideally. But if we get Bomb back, it would be really cool to see his interaction with Mirchea. As far as characters go, I feel like Yurik is very safe, Bomb is obviously very safe, and Mirchea, I think, is also very safe. I think the three of them are very safe. Gastang may or may not be taken out. At first, I thought Gastang, because of how developed both characters were, They are both developed, but I thought that Gaston probably had a better chance of dying than Traumerei. But now Traumerei's kind of caught up with him, if not past him, when it comes to chance to die. It could be both of them. I could honestly see both dying. Because it's like the arguments you can make for them dying are the same arguments you could make for them not dying. Like for Traumerei, you could say, okay, Traumerei has been developed more than like any of the family heads. He's been pretty explored as a character, and that could be a reason to kill him off. Or you could say that could be a reason to have him stick around as a late game villain, have him dip out of the story for a while, go back to help Zahard behind the scenes, and then we see him more in the end game. So like you could use the same argument for a reason why he would die and a reason why he would survive. Same thing goes with his family. You could say pretty much all the Lopobia family's just gone by now. They've either defected or died, so it's like there's no family. Again, you could argue that's a good way, just wipe out one of the 10 families, go ahead and take Traumerei off the table. Or you could say that's a good argument for taking him out of the story for now and putting him with Zahard for the endgame. So you could make the argument either way. And Gaston, I think that if Gaston had accomplished more, like if he had spread more of the Shinwan-Ryu technology around the tower, or if he had freed En, potentially, or if he had really spread the sort of secrets of the family heads to the tower and just spread the truth to the tower, maybe a Vegapunk-style deal. Like, if he had done any of that stuff, I could have seen him dying here, but I think that there is more to do with Gaston's character, but it just feels weird if Gaston doesn't die. Like, if Traumerei dies, Gaston doesn't die. Like, what do we do with Gaston? What's Gaston going to be doing? Again, like I said, is he just going to be like, one down and then just go after the next family? Like, what's the plan for him if he survives? So it's one of those things where I don't know. I don't know what we do with these characters right this second. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We only got 5 chapters left. Next week, hopefully, the character poll will be up, and I'm going to go ahead and stop yapping and end the video here. Thank you for watching, though. Like if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this week's chapter, my thoughts and reaction. Subscribe for more Tower of God, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. If you want to help support the channel, by dropping a super thanks, that's very much appreciated. If you want to help support the channel by hitting join down below to become a member, or going to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. It's all appreciated. It definitely helps me to continue to make videos, and it also, will get you One Piece videos a bit early, and also your name at the end of videos. So if you want any of that, patron or channel member, thank you to people who are already patrons or channel members. Thank you to Chosen Regular Evan Hawley, Magical Girls, Efronono, JA, and the D-Band, Cheerton students, David Langstaff and Volted Goal Slayer candidates, SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Element, Pate Ariel. I still, for like the past week now, have failed to update this. I'll try to go do it after I make this video. Also, after I make this video, I will be scheduling a Kubera stream for tomorrow to do a character ranking, so I guess look out for that too. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.